Hello and welcome back to the Pop-Up Podcast here at When Words Collide 2025. I'm your host, Lucas, and with me is...
Lulu Keating.
Lulu, thank you so much for sitting with me today. How are you?
I'm just great. I'm getting a lot out of this.
Oh, it's fantastic here, isn't it?
Yeah. It's been really good. Not just the informational aspects and what I'm learning, but also the contacts that I'm making. Met some fantastic writers, connected with other people who will hopefully help move my career forward.
Yeah. And it's the final day of the event as of this recording. And have you been around seeing some of the cool workshops and panels that they've had going on?
Yes. And I guess what I came here looking for was a way to be able to connect with a potential publisher.
Okay.
So I haven't actually found a publisher, but I have given my book to somebody who options short stories.
Oh, okay.
And so they might be interested in something. Might not, though. I've learned a lot about rejection. Just the amount of people who get rejected so many times.
Yeah.
So it's just fine to not get any movement on that front. And the other thing is that I've learned how to find the publishers and research them. So excellent workshops.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. That's been a common sentiment echoed throughout everyone I've talked to. The events and everything happening at When Words Collide, it's not to be missed. And so, like you said, you're a writer yourself.
Yes.
And you've written some short stories.
Yes.
If I may ask, what's usually kind of the genre you usually fall into when you're writing?
Well, my short story collection, it's called Splinter and Shard, and it was published last year by ECW Press. So it's a whole collection of a variety of different genres in a way. They're mostly just literary fiction, but some of them have ghosts, and some of them have a little bit of a violence, and some of them have a little mystery, but generally they're just literature.
Nice. And like we had kind of discussed before coming on here, you were previously a filmmaker.
Yes.
When it came to getting more into the writing side of things, would you say your history and experience in film kind of defined the way that you approach the writing of your short stories?
Wow, that's a good question. Basically, yes, in a big way. I was used to screenplay writing, and it's so formulaic the way you have to lay it out.
Yes.
The way every thought in a character's brain has to be externalized into action because we don't hear their voice. Voiceover and flashbacks and those nuances are frowned against usually in a screenplay. So for me, when I first started writing, I had to be told, and it was Lawrence Hill, the writer of the Book of Negroes, that famous Canadian writer, kindly read a draft of my novel and said, "Lulu, you have to show what people are thinking. That's what novelists do." And it was an insight to me. I mean, it's terrible to say, but I really wasn't writing that way.
Yeah.
So now I'm much more going into people's interiors and their backstories and their dreams, and I'm just delighted that I can explore all of that stuff that I couldn't do in screenplays. I'm also really just enjoying that there aren't the restrictions of, a screenplay for a feature film has to be 90 to 120 pages long.
Yeah.
Because that's a minute a page, how long it's going to be on the screen. So there's none of those. There are none of those restrictions. And I can just explore and experiment and come up with anything I want.
Fantastic. That's the coolest part.
Yeah. Invention.
And what was, kind of going off the last question as well, what was it that made you, desire to get into writing after filmmaking?
Well, I had been doing the filmmaking since 1980 was my first film. And I have most of that time, had screenplays that I've been trying to get produced.
Yes.
So they're for movies, and it's again, 1 in 100 get produced or whatever. In Canada, it becomes extremely competitive as we're losing our opportunities for movies to be on screens and to be shown on television. So it's even more competitive now. I had 2 producers working on 2 different screenplays, and neither of them did what they were supposed to do.
Oh, no.
To raise some money for more development.
Yeah.
And I just thought, why am I having to put the ball in somebody else's court? I'm just going to write these two different screenplays as novels. So that's what I'm doing. A lot of work went into those screenplays. 2 of them won awards.
Oh, wonderful.
And so now I'm making them into novels.
Fantastic. Good on you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, we talked about kind of what got you into writing and how you write, but when it comes to the actual content of your stories, would you say that you have any inspirations, whether it be another writer or just a piece of work that kind of inspired you to write what you write?
I think sometimes it's just, a subconscious voice that's saying this is what has to be told. So, for example, I'm working on a new character. Her name is Muffin Top Molly.
Ooh.
She's in her 60s, and she's really sexually driven.
Okay.
And so it's an aspect of older women that we don't talk about very often. But Muffin Top Molly is always getting into situations that are risque and brave and brazen. And so I feel like I'm pushing the envelope there with her. And it would be an adult picture book with an illustration on one side and a story on the other side.
Oh, wow,
Little short stories about the situation she gets into.
Oh, fantastic. That sounds great. And would you say, you like you just said, that's an aspect of, of older women that isn't usually shown off. Would you say that in your writing you usually try and explore topics that some people don't often put front and center or don't often approach in their writing, trying to get more eyes on that?
Yes, I definitely think so. I have a trans daughter now, and that's opened a whole new world to me. I'm so thankful that we're going through this journey together, and that I'm able to I'll say that again, that we're going through this journey together. And so it's really I guess an opportunity to explore topics that are very much with us these days, and people are coming at it from different angles. So for me, as the mother of a trans daughter, I feel like that's something that I'm going to be brave enough to write about.
Oh, well, again, good on you. That's fantastic. And, with that kind of, experience and having those kinds of talks and topics, front and center with your life experience, do you think it's helped you kind of better understand the medium of writing when it comes to getting your thoughts down on the page and exploring it in these ways? What I guess I'm discovering the more that I write is that the medium dictates the way it's going. The subject dictates the way it's going to be written. So that Muffin Top Molly is going to be a picture book for adults. That's whatever, something I would never have thought of if I hadn't seen these Ladybird books for adults. Oh, yeah.
Titles. Have you seen them?
I have. Yes, I've seen those before. Yeah.
The Hangover, the Midlife Crisis.
Oh, yeah.
So, and then with Muffin Top Molly, I'm thinking there could be a sequel, and it would be a Spare Tire Steve. So it's like, the subject matter says what form it's going to take. I love short stories in the same way that I loved short films. They can just pack such a big punch in a small length of time. But the novels, I feel really challenged by. I've got 2 in the go now, and both based on screenplays. And I'm realizing they have to find their own voice, clear and distinct. And I can't be telling people the story the same way that I would, the way I started off. So I have to start completely over again with one of these.
Oh, well, I mean, knowing you're a filmmaker, showing ideas that people have and giving those ideas to people in ways that help them understand, that's par for the course. And I have no doubt that you'll be able to pull it off, because every idea that you've described so far before we started and now, it shows that you know how to tell a story and get those ideas across to people who may not have thought much about that kind of topic before.
Oh, thank you, Lucas.
Oh, my pleasure. And actually, touching on your previous filmmaking experience a little bit, would you say that the way you made your movies and the way you showed off the story in your movies kind of, I guess, it informed the topics or subject matter that you're returning to now with your writing?
There's some people say that you only have a few big themes in your life that you're exploring again and again and trying to deal with.
Yeah.
I don't know how true that is. Like, I feel like one of my stories was inspired, that's in my collection,
Yes.
was inspired by having heard about a man who fell into a glacier when he was gold mining in the Yukon, and the person he was exploring, the prospector he was with, couldn't get to him. The rope was too short, and he would have to go for help. They both knew that he'd be dead by the time he got back. And the man in the crevasse said, you have to get my body out because I have a letter from my wife in the pocket. So that was the story, but what it's all about is the wife, trapped in a marriage with a guy who was a dreamer, discovers her husband is dead, can't go back to her small town in the Maritimes, and is going to embrace the new life of the independent women that she starts seeing when she goes to Dawson City to retrieve the body. Anyway, so she ends up staying. That's a big theme, I think, in a lot of my work, is women being able to not be told you have to be this way, but become themselves.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And I love hearing stories about that. I think it's fantastic, and getting that kind of inspiration to tell those stories is absolutely incredible. And as we kind of talked about before, and you're from Dawson.
Well, I've lived there for 22 years, or 23 years. I'm from Nova Scotia originally.
Okay. Yes.
Grew up in the East Coast.
And from Nova Scotia, currently based in Yukon.
Yeah, in Dawson City.
Yes, in Dawson City. Yeah. So, and you had said, what was it? You said 40,000 people?
In the whole of the Yukon.
Oh, yes.
And so in Dawson City, it's 2,000 people and 2,000 dogs. Everybody's got a dog team.
Oh,
Not
fantastic.
really, but everybody has at least one dog.
Oh, that sounds like the place for me. I got to go.
Oh, yeah.
But, just like you said, like 2,000 people. With that tight knit of a community, and you had also said there's film fests, both short and long form, and with a community that like tightly woven together, would you say that helped push along your mission to write or create, because you have this group quite literally on your doorstep that is there to give you inspiration and see your work?
Absolutely. Yes, you've said it very well. It's the community inspires on so many levels. Like, there are such amazing characters.
Yeah.
If you're a misfit anywhere in the world, where can you run but to the far north, to the end of the highway? The highway ends in Dawson City. I mean, after that, it's wilderness. So we have a lot of weird people there, and inspirational people, and people who have traveled the world. But also, the other thing is that it is a community of artists. And so, like you said, we have a film festival. We also have a big arts festival. We have a music festival that brings the most incredible musicians for, I think it's 40 years now, the festival has been happening. And then, for me, the gem, the jewel in the crown is that we have Pierre Burton, a Canadian writer, grew up there. So the Burton House that he grew up in is now a residency for writers. So we have writers who come now. It's for 2 months.
Okay.
And they're Canadian writers, and it is like one of the best residencies in the country because they get an honorarium to be there, and they're able to just devote themselves to their writing in this isolated community. But we embrace them. We get to know them.
Yes.
They want to see the Arctic Circle. Okay, let's get a vehicle and we'll take you up there, and we'll stay at Eagle Plains Hotel and drive back down. And these incredible opportunities to get to know these amazing writers. So Charlotte Gray and I went on a 4-day rafting trip on the Yukon River, and Lawrence Hill and Miranda Hill and I went up to the Arctic Circle together, and it just keeps paying back meeting these fabulous writers.
Yeah, amazing. That's incredible. And you're primarily dedicated to your writing now. Do you ever think you might go back to making film or working on films in some way, shape, or form?
Funny, you should ask. Oh my God. No, I know. I made the mistake of putting an application together for a Canada Council grant. And, so I won't know till the fall. It's the third time or the fourth time I've applied for this one type of grant.
Yeah.
One of my most successful films was called The Moody Brood, and it was an animated documentary about my family. And then everyone's writing memoir. Everyone's trying to get the story of their life in print.
Yeah.
And I just thought, if what I do well is animation, why not do an animated autobiographical film? So that's what I'm hoping to make.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I think I can speak for everybody when I say hope you get the grant.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I mean, if there's one thing I've heard multiple times doing these interviews, it's when it comes to stuff like grants, you try, it eventually succeeds. So I, pray for your success.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I get a lot of grants.
Oh, yeah.
I've been getting them since 1981. And so some of them are luck, but I know that now the numbers, it used to be about, for Canada Council, 1 in 12, 1 in 14 when I was on juries.
Yeah.
Now it's like your chances of success are better, like 8 to 10. So that's pretty good odds.
That is actually pretty good.
Yeah. And it's okay to get every time I get rejected, it's immediately churn it over and figure out where I can apply.
Yeah.
For this project elsewhere or whatever. And we have great support in the Yukon. Wonderful grants.
Oh, it sounds absolutely fantastic. And one other thing I was curious about is, like you said, you're trying to get a grant for another picture. When it comes to going back to that, do you think now, kind of reversing things, vice versa, your experience with writing will help you when it comes to writing another feature?
Another feature movie script?
Or just another script,
Sure. I think so. I mean, I love screenplays writing. And if one of my short stories, for example, were to be optioned, then yes, I would like to have a stab at writing that screenplay. And the skill that I've developed, am developing as a literary writer, translates for sure. I know now more about theme and about plot and about setup and payoff and time bombs and all of those cliches that are used in film a lot. I see it from a fresher perspective, more innovative perspective in literary writing.
Amazing. I mean, that sounds like it's just nice to have kind of a foot in both doors there, like kind of getting a taste of both worlds.
Yeah.
And so your stories sound fantastic, absolutely incredible. I'm very interested in taking a look myself. Anyone else listening to this, where could they find your work?
Well, Splinter and Shard is the name of the short story collection, and it is being sold online, and also here in Calgary, it's at Owl's Nest bookstore.
Oh, Owl's Nest, yes. Yeah.
And they actually have a display here at the conference, and they've sold several copies, so I'm delighted. Yeah.
Phenomenal. And if someone wanted to find you specifically, do you have a presence?
Yeah, I don't know if my new writer website is up and running yet, but they can try Lulu Keating. But my email is luluakeating@gmail.com.
Fantastic. This has been absolutely incredible. I know for a fact I'm going to pick up a copy of that book.
Thank you, Lulu.
You're welcome. And anyone who hasn't checked out Lulu's books or extensive filmography, please, go check it out. She very much deserves it. But thank you so much for speaking with me today. This has been absolutely incredible.
Thank you. It's been a delight for me too.
Yes, thank you. And thank you to all of those listening. Stay tuned for more of the Pop-Up Podcast from When Words Collide. Thank you again, Lulu.